Hello there, beautiful internet and fantastic creatures of the beyond. It's been a while, hasn't it? So, I've advanced a lot, I know. I've been doing art behind your backs, but, well, you can't blame me for being taken by the mood to create interesting things. But this one was very messy, and I'll explain what I mean by that. I've created this blob, and I'm not ashamed of it. Looks like really weird. I know I've always told you guys, be organized with your work, try to tag everything and so on, and I kind of did it here and there. But since this was such an abstract thing to build, I thought to myself, I should be like a messy pig, throw everything in there and just see what happens. And I just didn't think much about the organization part, and organizing part, I mean, and I've just done all of these things. And it was mostly just doing various shades and tones and lights. I've actually decided to go with two reference points of lights. So one is coming from this part and one is coming from this other part. I think I've kind of got it. I don't know. It's complicated. But I've also been trying to kind of balance it out, so I don't know, to keep the view on certain elements, to not confuse too much the eye, you know? So for example, we want this center part to be quite prominent, and then maybe we want to go somewhere upwards or downwards, depending on your preference. And then have elements as clear as possible, not have too many overlaps or too many things, tiny things that are, I don't know, annoying the eye, let's call it that. Also, I did a happy accident over here. I made this a bit transparent and then it took the background and it looks so nice. I don't know, it feels really good. I don't know why this pink is just fitting so well with this piece. It feels like hot molten chocolate exfoliating with a candy background kind of thing. It's happy, it's alluring, it has a bit of gold in there. I did try to have a color template, but I didn't quite stick to it. I mean, I did use the colors to some extent, but I went with a lot of variation. As you can see from over here to over here, there is a distinct departure in tone, and especially over here and here as well. It's a lot of shades and a lot of layering. I don't know, I've been kind of bold with how I went with these shimmering lights over here. Some of them are stronger, some of them are more obtuse. I don't know, it feels a je ne sais quoi. Then these shapes, I thought they have to be as sharp and as distinct as possible from one another, but when they're overlapping, they should look like they're one piece in a way, you see? And then I've added some very subtle highlights. They're very difficult to see, but they add a lot of weight to the three-dimensionality of the shape. And then we've went with the shining of this, I don't know, wires, tubes, whatever they're called. And then I've put them somewhat into the shadow. This one is totally into the shadow. Maybe I should have put a tiny bit of extra light on it. But I don't know, it feels daring. It feels like it's there, you know, like that darkness is fitting well. And it kind of also puts things into depth. Maybe a bit of light over here, but whatever. Let's leave it as it is. I don't want to go too crazy on it. And these things, I don't know, I felt like they're a bit disintegrating the subject, and some pieces are being taken away or splattered away. Yeah, they look nice. This golden hand, fingers, whatever, they feel like they're protruding from the background towards the outside, I think. I don't know. It feels unraveled. That's the only word that comes to my mind. So yeah, I hope you guys like it. I'm not sure if I'm skipping anything. Oh yeah, I've added a few shadows here and there. There's a subtle element. They're quite dim and difficult to spot, but they also separate the objects between them, or the layers, a bit better. And we also have a bit of a shadow here from the line. It's still very subtle, but I think it hit quite well over there. Yeah. And then we've used our dirty tricks like the film grain and the chromatic aberration a bit. And they actually quite bring the subject alive a lot. I really like it. Let me see if we can see the difference without the chromatic aberration and... So without the chromatic aberration and without the film grain, it's quite sharp. So if I'm adding the film grain back, we see there is a very subtle haze. But the chromatic aberration does pop up better. There were some artifacts there. Anyway, I'm gonna upload it to the drive. You guys are gonna have fun with it. And I'll catch you in the next episode. You guys stay awesome and bye 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 bye.